The Book of Armagh, Codex Ardmachanus, also known as the Canon of Patrick and the Liber Armachanus, is a 9th-century Irish illuminated manuscript written mainly in Latin. It is held by the Library of Trinity College, Dublin. The document is valuable for containing early texts relating to St. Patrick and some of the oldest surviving specimens of Old Irish, and for being one of the earliest manuscripts produced by an insular church to contain a near-complete copy of the New Testament. History. The manuscript was once reputed to have belonged to St. Patrick and, at least in part, to be a product of his hand. Research has determined, however, that the earliest part of the manuscript was the work of a scribe named Book of Armagh. Dominic read the first part of the book in 807 or 808 for Patrick's heir Torbark. Two other scribes are known to have assisted him. The people of medieval Ireland placed a great value on this manuscript. Along with the Bachelisu, or Staff of Jesus, it was one of the two symbols of the office for the Archbishop of Armagh. The custodianship of the book was an important office that eventually became hereditary in the MacMurrough family. It remained in the hands of the MacMurrough family in the town and of Ballymoy near Whitecross, County Armagh until the late 17th century. Its last hereditary keeper was Florence MacMoyer. By 1707 it was in the possession of the Brownlow family of Lurgan. It remained in the Brownlow family until 1853 when it was sold to the Irish antiquary, Dr. William Reeves. In 1853, Reeves sold the book to John George de la Poer Beresford, Archbishop of Armagh, who presented it to Trinity College, Dublin, where it can be read online using the digital collections portal of the Trinity College Library. Manuscript. The book measures 7.75 by 5.75 inches. There are 221 folios of vellum. The text is written in 2 columns in a fine-pointed insular minuscule. The manuscript contains 4 miniatures, one each of the 4 evangelist symbols. Some of the letters have been colored red, yellow, green, or black. The manuscript is associated with a tooled leather satchel, believed to be of great antiquity. It contains text of Vulgate, but there are many Old Latin readings in the Acts and Pauline epistles. Illumination. The manuscript has 3 full-page drawings, and a number of decorated initials in typical insular style. Folio 32V shows the 4 evangelist symbols in compartments in ink, the eagle of John resembling that of the Book of Dimmer. Elsewhere yellow, red, blue and green are used. Dating of the manuscript. The dating of the manuscript goes back to Rev. Charles Graves, who deciphered in 1846 from partially erased colophons the name of the scribe for Dominic and the bishop Torbark who ordered the book. According to the Annals of the Four Masters, Torbark died in 808 and for Dominic in 847. As Torbark became bishop in 807 and died in 808, the manuscript must have been written around this time. Unfortunately, to make the writing better visible, Graves used a chemical solution, and this had the effect that the writing related to the scribe and bishop is not readable anymore. Contents. The manuscript can be divided into 3 parts. Texts relating to St. Patrick. The first part contains important early texts relating to St. Patrick. These include 2 lives of St. Patrick, one by Muirchew MacMactony and one by Tyrshon. Both texts were originally written in the 7th century. The manuscript also includes other miscellaneous works about St. Patrick, including the Liber Armachanus, in which St. Patrick is given the primatial rights and prerogatives of Armagh by an angel. Some of these texts are in Old Irish and the earliest surviving continuous prose narratives in that language. The only Old Irish texts of greater age of some fragmentary glosses found in manuscripts on the continent. Murtu, Vita Sancti Patrici, Tashon, Collectanea, notably in Latin and Irish on St. Patrick's Acts and Additamenta, charter-like documents later inserted into the manuscript. Liber Angeli, written in Dominich's hand. St. Patrick, Confessio in abbreviated form. New Testament material. The manuscript also includes significant portions of the New Testament based on the Vulgate, but with variations characteristic of insular texts. In addition, prefatory matter including prefaces to Paul's epistles, the canon tables of Eusebius, and the letter of Jerome to Pope Damasus are included. New Testament preface to the New Testament interpretation of Hebrew names. Gospels of Matthew, Mark, John and Luke. Acts of the Apostles. Epistles of Paul, including the Epistle to the Laodiceans with prefaces chiefly by Pelagius. Epistles of James, Epistles of Peter, Epistles of John, Jude. Book of Revelation. St. Jerome, Letter to Damasus. Eusebius. Canon tables. Life of St. Martin. The manuscript closes with the life of St. Martin of Tours by Sulpicius Severus. Bibliography. Additions and translations. Edward Gwynne. Book of Armagh. The Patrician Documents. Irish Manuscripts Commission. Facsimiles in collotype of Irish Manuscripts 3. Dublin, 1937. Facsimile edition. John Gwynne. Liber Armachanus. The Book of Armagh. Dublin, 1913. Bela, Ludwig. The Patrician Texts in the Book of Armagh. Scriptores Latini Hiberniae 10. Dublin, Dublin Institute for Advanced Studies, 1979. Stokes, Whitley. Irish Glosses. Dublin, 1860. Includes Old Irish glosses from the manuscript. Available from Internet Archive here and here. Secondary Literature. Sharp, Richard. Paleographical Considerations in the Study of the Patrician Documents in the Book of Armagh. Scriptorium 36, 3-28.